Hello and welcome to today's class. For this technical drawing class, we'll be considering the concept of principle of tangency. As you can see the figure at the right hand side of the screen. We'll try to produce out this figure using the concept of principle of tangency. First things first, before you can produce out this figure, what's your first task? My first task there is to draw an horizontal line. As you can see my arrow indicating it. So if I take my t-square this way and I place my, I draw a long one concept, long one, short one, long one, short one, long one, short one, long one, short one. I have my horizontal line as you can see. My next task, or perhaps next procedure, is to go and pick a center. So let me pick a center. Let me pick this point here. I'll draw a long one, short one, long one, short one, short one, long one, long one, short one concept. All right. This is the center. As you can see the center here in front of you. That center there is that center you're seeing my arrow indicating, right? So from here, what next? My next task now is that center has two circles, right? So the first, the smaller inner circle is given to be diameter of 32. So I'll measure half of 32, which is 16, to get that. So measure 16, 1.6, from which is 1.6, right? I'll place at the center here and I'll draw my circle with a thick line, please. Ensure it is bold, a thick line, please. So I have this one here. When you are done with this, observe that that circle has another circle there, right? So that one has a diameter of 50. So measure 25 as the half to get the radius 25. As you can see, I'll place it at center again and draw a thick circle. So I have this you're seeing in front of you. All right. From here, what's your next task? My next task is quite simple. Next task here now is that I will observe closely, please. This line I drew horizontally, right? I'll try to get out what's it called? 15 degrees, right? 15 degrees. So what we know before now is that if I place my t-square in this sense, this is what? 30 degrees, right? So I have this one here as my 30 degrees this way, right? Let me show you the line very well. So here becomes 30 degree, but I did not need 30. What I need is what? Is 15 degrees. So we know that half of 30 will give 15. So I'll come here, right? I'll strike an arc here, 1, observe the arc, 1, go to the second point here, this second point here, right, and cut the arc. So where the arc meets is at this point. So at that point there, so at this point here, and that center here, I can now easily draw a long one, short one, long one, short one. Sorry, okay, long one, short one concept. So if it comes from here to here, it's given as what? 15 degrees. Alright, I've gotten my 15 degree. What next now? My next task now is that observe, please. Observe. My next procedure is that observe that I'm having like 5 circles. One here, one somewhere around here, one somewhere around here, one at the bottom here, right? So let's get out the circles here. So to get a circle is quite a simple process for us to do. So what do we need to do now? My first task now is that I'll take my compass and measure radius of 60. As you can see, my arrow indicating the 60. From here down here is 60. I will place that 60 at the center and draw an arc this way. Observe, an arc this way. So this arc I've drawn now, it means that my first circle will be here at the center here. So the other one will be at this 15, right? Angle of 15. So this place here will be the second center of the circle. So this is my first center of the circle. Second, the third one will also be at what? 15 degrees. So the idea is that I don't need to start constructing 15 here again. What I want to do is this: I'll trace this point, this one here, this point here. I'll trace it down here. So it means that I'll draw another circle here, right, of 15 degrees. So I can easily just take my meter rule and just draw a long one, short one, long one, short one, short one, long one, to indicate the 15 degrees. All right, when you are done with this, please, what's next? I'll start establishing the circles, right? But before I start with the circle, let's try to get something. Let's get to we are getting the center of these three circles. Remain two. Let's get the center of the two circles remaining. So observe that from here, the distance of what? 45 downward, as you can see my arrow indicating. So measure 45 downward from here. 45 downward. I have this point here as my point 45. So at that point there, I'll draw a long one, short one concept. So long one, short one, 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 long one, as you can see in this case. All right, so at this point there, I'll measure 75. So the idea is that 75 divided by 2, that's about 35, right? 35.5, right? So measure 35.5, somewhere around there. So I have the first point here and the second point here, right? So this is what I have here. So it means that if I measure from here to here, that will give about 75 in total, right? So it means that I've gotten the center for the 5 circles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's now draw out the circles. To draw out the circle, it is quite simple process. Observe that dimension. You are seeing my arrow indicating 5 bosses, diameter of 25. It means this circle has diameter of 25. Measure half of 25, that's 12.5. So 12.5 is somewhere here. So at this point there, I'll draw my first circle. Ensure it is ticking with a thick line. So I have this one, my first circle. Come down here to draw the second circle. My second circle, as you can see in front of you. Similarly, I'll come down to this point here. And draw my other circle, right? So I have this one here. So remaining 2 circles. So come down here and draw other circle, right? And also finally I'll come down to this point here and draw the final one, as you can see in front of you. So I'll take my T-square, this man here, and join this tip together, this one and this tangent together to each other, as you can see in front of you. All right, what next? My next task is that, observe closely please. There's a kind of arc that connects every circle together, and that arc has a radius of what? 40, as you can see my arrow indicating that 40. So the idea now is that for any port O or an empty stomach, I will fill. So for that arc looks like an empty tummy or perhaps a pothole. So the idea is that I will fill. By the word filling, I mean I will add. What's the radius given? The radius there is 40. So add 40 with diameter of this. If I add 40 plus diameter of this circle is what? Sorry, the radius we used earlier is 12.5. So 12.5. If I add them up, I'll have 52.5. So the idea is that I'll measure 52.5 on my meter rule. I will measure out 52.5. As you can see. Then at this point now, I will come to this point, strike an arc here. 1, come here, cut the arc. Next up, strike an arc up here. 2. Next up, come here and cut the arc. Right? Come here, strike an arc. Next up, come here and cut the arc. Similarly, strike an arc here. Next up, come here and cut the arc. So I have different points. Let's call here point A. Let's call here point B. Let's call here point C. Let's call here point D. Point A to D will give us the arc for each circle there. Come to point A. I'll connect the two circles in this sense. Right? So I'll have this one here. So I'll gauge it. I have this one here. Next up, I will come down to B, connect them, right? So I have this one here. Alright, similarly, I can come down here and connect concept, please. I'll connect them together. This sense, right? So I have this one here. Similarly, I'll come to D. At my point D, as you can see, this point D, this one here. Now connect this to this together. All right. So I have this here. So we have successfully reproduced out that figure we are seeing using the concept of principle of tangency. So let's get our dimension, right? So what we know before now is that from here to here is given to be 75, right? So from here to here 75. So next task is that the angle is 15. I've done that. Distance from here to this point is given as 45. Next up, the diameter of this circle here, this one here, is given as diameter of what? 50. Similarly, the diameter for this inner one here, is given as diameter of what there? 32. Right? Next up, the radius of this arcs I drew earlier is given as what? R40. Alright, what next? This arc here, from this center point, this curve, this arc you are seeing, this one here is going to be R60. This one I just drew this way is R60. Finally, I think we're almost done. The diameter for this circle is given as 5 versus diameter 25. So this becomes the figure here using the idea of principle of tangency. If you found my class helpful, do it to like, leave a comment and share. Thanks for watching and welcome to Wise Link Academy. So see you in our next class.